Good morning, USA. I got a feeling that it's gonna be a wonderful day. The sun in the sky has a smile on its face, and it's shining a salute to the American flag. Dun, 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 dun. Oh boys, what to say? Good morning, USA.
Sea bass in motion.
I wanted to record this video in like a good background for y'all, but then I realized how much that like me trying to think of like making things more meticulous is actually stopping my creativity, because instead of allowing things to just flow naturally, there's a sense of like needing and wanting control. And I realize a lot of times when you're creating shit, you can't have what you always want. So yeah, I'm just gonna record it like this and just connect and be raw. Anyways, so this is week 2 of The Artist's Way, and I wanted to do videos like this because, of course, I was inspired by Doechii and the way that she basically committed to completing this book. That same commitment is what I basically want to do with my creative journey currently. And yeah, I just want to document the process. I can't do every week because I realize how also I might be... Wait, hold up. I realize how I might be a little bit inconsistent. Like, I can't do every single week telling y'all. That's why I'm like bi-weekly. I give myself a little bit more freedom. And I think that's what I need when it comes to like the way I create. That I can't restrict myself. And I need to just let things flow. So, first week. I think the first week was interesting, to say the least. I got into it uncovering subconscious beliefs that I have of being an artist, of being a creative, and I learned a lot about, well, old like creative blockages that was coming to surface. Like, I don't have to tell y'all my business, but basically I learned a lot about family blocking creativity, myself. Oh, that's my bus. Well, she. I'll stay here and just talk to y'all so that I can think. And yeah. Okay, so I wish I brought my book so I could know exactly what I want to talk about. But I do know that week 1 was about uncovering old creative blockages in terms of like family, friends, and past connections that just like stifled my creativity, and trying to bring that artist child back to life. I realized a lot about myself and like the inner demons that I have. And I'm recognizing that all these creative blockages that I think they're literally in my mind. Like, none of them really exist in reality. Like, it's so funny how much your mental state can block you from really pursuing and doing the work that you need to do. And I find that very interesting when I was doing these exercises. And I'm like, the morning pages, I actually have been consistent with writing because I am a writer. Like, I love writing. So, and it's funny because I did not feel like calling myself an artist, calling myself a writer, calling myself a poet, calling myself all of these terms. I didn't feel comfortable calling myself any of them because I feel like I was not doing enough work to become them. But now it's like, I don't know, I feel a lot more comfortable with using certain terms and referring to myself in certain ways. So yeah, these blockages becoming kind of like uncovered. That was basically week 1. Week 2, I don't know why. I think it's because Mercury is in retrograde, but so much of my writing was centered around my friends. And it was centered around like uncovering my friendship dynamics and what do the relationships in my life serve me. And the reason why I say it probably is because Mercury's in retrograde is because that shit is in retrograde in my 11th house. So it's like friendships and thinking about friendship connections was such like a pivotal moment this week. I was bitch, I'm missing another bus. This is what I get for yapping. Just got off the bus. I don't know if my hat is weird. I'm gonna just continue. So week 2, I think I learned the most about my friends and who I want to associate myself with. And I realized that like really the people who you are around it's not profound. Like I think a lot of people know this, but the people who you are around really determine who you are. But especially for me, I feel like I had to learn from a very young age about like, especially from as being an immigrant, like coming into this country, I've had to learn about the world from my friends. So it's important for me to be very intentional about who I pick to be my friends and who I allow within my space, because I fear I become like them, or I adopt a lot of their traits into myself. And in that, I don't know, it's crazy because as I'm journaling, I'm like, do I not like them? But then I'm realizing people are so much complex. It's really not about like you either like someone or you dislike someone. It's more so about the fact that like I don't know, sometimes there's seasons in life where someone's gonna be very prominent in your life. You guys are gonna hang out all the time, and there's seasons when they're not. And I feel like personally, with the way that I'm going to move in my life, that is oftentimes going to happen, and that is perfectly okay, and it's perfectly fine to like be distant or like be not as connected to people. But then when you're back again, those vibes should always be there. But it is important for me to also understand that some people do not serve my life. They don't serve like anything really going on, and although they did serve a purpose at one time, it's okay if they don't now. But yeah, it's just really hard for me to grasp. But I don't hate my friends. It's just a matter of like connection. That's what it's about, really. Yeah. And another thing I realized in week 2 is miscommunication and the importance of me communicating to people. I am not the best at communicating. I realized that. I thought I was a good communicator because I'm a good writer, just because I can write does not mean that I can talk. And I think a lot of times I write so much because I cannot communicate what I want to say out loud. And I don't know where it was coming from. And I also realized this when I was doing the exercise for week 1. There's a lot of blockages when it comes to like voice and communication where I feel like I shouldn't talk. And that trickles down into my relationships with people where like people want to talk to me, but I don't want to talk to them. Or it's like I always have this idea that I don't have anything really to say, or like I don't have anything worthwhile to add to the conversation. When I really think I do, but I'm like, are people even listening to me? I think that's another thing where it's like I feel like people don't listen to what I have to say. So instead of talking and wasting my breath, I just go on mute and I don't say anything most of the time. And I feel like I also have an issue with like how loudly I vocalize myself, because I think that talking lower, and I know where it's coming from. But I think talking in a lower tone, I don't know, makes me sound more inviting. But it's like no one hears you. No one hears what you have to say. And it's like, my heart, Seabass, you have so much you want to say to people. You have so much that you want to communicate. And I'm gonna do a whole entire and I want to do a whole entire podcast. You know, you have to allow yourself to be heard. You have to allow people to not agree with your opinions, and that is completely fine. You have to allow the discourse to happen, but you can't immediately discount yourself from the conversations by just not saying anything. If that, you get what I'm trying to, and also stop telling people, do you get what I'm trying to say? I think I say that a lot of times to get validation as to making sure that people hear me. But it's whether you get what I'm trying to say or not, I already said it. So there's no point in me asking you, do you get what I'm saying to you? I think that's, yeah. Yeah. So my voice is something I need to work on personally. Allow myself to be heard, allow myself to be seen, and not feel as if I don't belong in these spaces. Cause let's be so for real, you belong everywhere, truly. And in this recognition, I feel like you allow yourself to be more authentic, which is exactly what I want to be. I want to be seen as a very authentic person and allow just my authenticity to just guide me where I want to. And yeah, I think it's important to just be. What else? I learned about voice. I learned about friendships and friendship dynamics. Realizing that I don't really hate my friends. It's just that sometimes, I don't know, we don't connect and we have moments where we do connect. I feel like I learned a lot. But it's really those two. Also, one more thing when it comes to your voice. Miscommunication happens when you don't vocalize what you want to say. I tend to, this week something happened and I got angry, but it's because I don't try to communicate with people and let them know why I'm angry. Allow yourself to speak even when you're mad. You know, you cannot, that's another thing, you cannot bury your emotions or try to suppress any type of emotion. Anger itself is not a negative emotion. I mean, it can be when it's not used constructively. You can use that anger to get through blockages and obstacles. The anger can be used to push. Look at the statue. She's so pretty. Wait, I think there's another one. She looks like Venus, Loki. Anyways, wait, this is gonna be the thumbnail. Yeah, so it's important for you to just allow yourself to feel emotions, not suppress them. Allow yourself to just use anger to get to the root cause of problems and tackle them head on and then move forward with your life. Because whenever I suppress those moments of angerness that could have just been resolved quickly, they last so much longer than they need to. So allow yourself to feel. But I guess it's because I know that I don't want to lose control if I allow myself to feel. But it's you're losing even more. You can't really control it. Suppressing does not equal control. Y'all, you guys have to allow yourself to feel all types of emotions, whether it be anger, whether it be sadness. If you want to cry, let yourself cry. Suppressing anything just creates, I feel heaviness within yourself, heaviness within your chest, within your body, and it just makes you sick. So yeah, let your feelings flow. Let them flow, boy. I guess that's about it. I learned a lot. I did learn a lot this week. And I am ready to be committed for these next few weeks. I already feel like a lot of my creative energy has been coming back to me, and I'm shocked. Well, not shocked, but the way that things have been flowing, I'm like, wow, like there was really never a blockage per se in like the creative pool. It's like mental. It's all mental. It's all mental. Once you fix your mentality, once you fix the way you see things, everything else will just flow. Okay? Yeah. Okay. So that's week 1 and 2. I'm signing off. Wait. How do I make this? What do I go? I'm playing.